All right, here we are for round number 5. Hopefully we can play against some kind of creature deck, not something that we're horribly disadvantaged against. This hand looks good. A little annoying that our Bojuka Bog is a tapped land, but that's okay. All right, playing against Quantacon. Obviously, I forgot to update our match record. We are 2-2 now. After facing 3 bad matchups in a row, we emerged, decently amount of scathed. Another bad matchup, of course, because why wouldn't it be, right? So everyone's playing all blue decks all the time. It's pretty crazy in this, like, Affinity. Affinity is the #1 deck and Stompy is #2. So I don't know what people are doing playing all this stuff. I'm going to get this curse down right now rather than getting my Carnarium down. See if I get dazed. Normally you don't really want to daze when you only have 1 land and you're on the draw, especially, but hopefully we can control the game for 20 more turns. I'm hoping this is just mono blue Delver. Nope. However, doesn't mean my opponent has a lot of dead cards, at least in game 1. So let's go ahead and pick up that Bojuka Bog. Their graveyard is pretty important to them, so I'm going to try to keep hitting it. Don't know exactly what my opponent's on yet. Flicker has been pretty unpopular lately. Could be Teachings. It's never Teachings, though. No one was ever playing Teachings except me. So, and I'm not playing against myself, so obviously this is not a Teachings deck. Let's play the Bloodfell Caves. Pass the turn again. We're just chilling here. Would have been really nice if I could have gotten another win condition down. This is Teachings. We basically don't stand a chance unless I draw another win condition, but that seems pretty unlikely. It's probably Seagate Oracle here. Chittering Rats. Great. Let's go ahead and Magma Spray that guy right now. Plunk. Okay. I guess I'll just Bojuka Bog right away. I don't know. Don't want them to Archaeomancer that Preordain out of there, and I've got 2 more bounce lands. Our hand is actually absolutely terrible against Chittering Rats on account of having all these bounce lands. Never going to be able to get empty-handed. Like a million turns away from being empty-handed. That's an approximate number, but it's like 6 or 7 turns if I draw reasonable lands and spells and get to cast all the spells that I draw. Be really cool if I didn't keep playing against Mulldrifter decks, but it is what it is. Actually, I'm not going to give my opponent a chance to use their counterspell mana if they feel like countering my Lightning Bolt. I'm going to force them to use it in their upkeep. Does open me up to Ghostly Flicker, but whatever. I want them to be forced to use their two mana on a turn that they didn't want to. Yep, looks like they did have the counterspell. Don't think I want to terminate it, so just let it happen. Sure. See if they tap low, then I'll terminate something, otherwise I'm not going to. Alright, let's go ahead and bog that counterspell away. It's the best card in their deck, probably, against us, so don't want them to have it. Night's Whisper is very important for us to resolve, so I'm going to try to do it later. Ideally, they'll play something a little more expensive, and then I'll terminate something, and then they'll counter my terminate, and then I'll have my Night's Whisper that I can resolve. So, did we play against Flicker in the second round? Is that the person that timed out? I think so. I don't know if it was truly Flicker or what, but I don't believe they drew particularly well against us. Let's go ahead and pick up that bog again. Yeah, we've got a lot of land drops. We're hitting them. I think my opponent has missed at least one land drop. Yeah, they missed their land drop last turn, so not particularly interested in just throwing stuff into their counter spells. Avant-Garde Justice is a pretty good draw. I've got a while that I can still take damage from this Chittering Rats, but I don't want to get so low that I can't cast my Avant-Garde Justice a couple times and that I can't cast my Night's Whisper. All right. Let's go ahead and just cast this with buyback, see if that elicits a counterspell. Yep. Then I'll bog away that counterspell. So that's 2 of them down. I am gonna have to protect this Bojuka Bog a little bit. It is pretty precious. And let's see what my opponent has for me. I'd really prefer if they actually drew some cards. An Archaeomancer is definitely an interesting call. So let's go ahead and Night's Whisper. Okay, then we'll curse them. And then I think I'm going to terminate this Archaeomancer. And then when they Ghostly Flicker them both, I will bolt the Archaeomancer. Yeah, my opponent is very obvious. Fortunately, I do still get 2 for 1 here, or like 3 for 1, but it is what it is. I do get to take out their Archaeomancer and Ghostly Flicker with another Bojuka Bog. And unfortunately, I'm drawing another land. And we're losing this race right now. So I do have to draw an answer to this Chittering Rats, even if they have all removal in their hand. This Preordain finds them something like a Muldrifter, we're going to lose. They went bottom. It does add a turn to the clock I have against them, but I don't think that's really important. It's the it's finding their. I had to find a removal spell anyway, so it only really matter if I find like a Pristine Talisman. So hopefully they have 4 removal spells plus that land in hand. Now it's actually going to matter because I would have actually had enough damage to kill them here at 3 per turn. But it's going to take 1 more turn to kill them because they're going to gain a life with the Dismal Backwater. Yeah, so I need to draw a burn spell, kill him. Bloodfell Cave's not enough. Needed to be 1 more life than that. So if I draw another Bloodfell Caves, then maybe. That also means now that like Night's Whisper and stuff is lethal for me. Like I can't cast those if I draw them. All right, let's do this. Drew the burn spell. Does my opponent have a counter spell? Pow! We did it. Cool. Man, we're crushing Flicker. Jeez, they can't beat us. So I think I'm going to bring in my Duresses and Power Blasts. Electricity is terrible, so I don't want that. I'm going to cut some number of curses. Again, they've got Hydroblast, so I'm not super interested in that. And then I want to cut probably some removal. Maybe some Terminates. I think that's what I want to do. It's a really tough call. I might not want this much removal, and I might want a couple more curses. I'm also debating if I want these thorns. Just keep all their creatures off the board and just play a thorn. I kind of like that. Let's cut 2 more Terminates. And Edict. Yeah, this looks sweet. So they shouldn't be able to interact with my win conditions at all. Innocent Blood's a little awkward with Thorn, but it might work. So a lot of duresses. I think I'll keep this. It's not amazing, but nice to get some duresses out of my, or get some stuff out of my opponent's hands. So I'm going to play the Baron more, and then I'm going to duress them, and then I'm going to pick up a land with my Carnarium. The reason duress is so good is that I can take out their creatures here, and hopefully they don't have Spell Stutter. You know, I'm so worried about Spell Stutter, maybe I should... No, I'll just duress. Whatever. I do get blown out pretty hard by a Spell Stutter, though. Okay. I think I might just take this Ghostly Flicker, so I can take the counterspell later. Yeah, let's do that. They can only cast a Seagate Oracle, not a Stormbound Geist. Yeah, I'm actually gonna hold a Pyroblast though. I do need to find a Magma Spray to take out that Seagate Oracle at some point. But I'm just gonna Pyroblast the Seagate Oracle if they play it. Yep. Seems pretty sweet. That's pretty bad against that Stormbound Geist I left in their hand. Let's go ahead and take that counterspell. So they can't cast a Stormbound Geist. Hopefully that remains the case. Alright, so they drew a way to cast it, unfortunately. And I'm not really going to bluff any way to deal with it, so I'm going to play one more Baron more. I'm going to probably try to cycle these other lands, but I do want to have double Blackout. And I'm probably eventually going to like double Chainer's Edict the Stormbound Geist away. Alright, they still don't have counter magic up. Magma Spray. Darn. Was not a Magma Spray. So now I'm probably going to cycle all of these ideally. So let's go ahead and cycle that Baron more first. Firebolt. So I can Firebolt and Chainer's Edict this away. That doesn't seem terrible. Just do that while they can't do anything about it. So we got 2 for 1 by that Stormbound Geist, but I think it's okay. Hopefully we can make this Hydroblast really bad. So this is why the Onyx Goblet is better. It can't be Hydroblasted. So hopefully my opponent has some more lands. I don't really know what else I'm hoping for them to have. It's possible I should have left the Ghostly Flicker in there and hope that I can just eventually take out all their creatures, but I think I'd rather take out the Ghostly Flicker and leave them with a Hydroblast. This turn, probably going to try to play the Pristine Talisman, and then the Onyx Goblet, and then cycle Barrenmore. We'll see what my opponent does. Hopefully they don't play like a Muldrifter. Alright, so that was an awful lot of deliberation for what I think is a pretty easy decision, although they could be considering if Stormboundgeist is a better card to get back. Okay, so let's go ahead and play a Pristine Talisman, I think. And I'll float the black. Cycle my Barrenmore. Alright. Don't really want to get my Onyx Goblet countered, but I think it's a good time to play it anyway. They just might not have a counterspell right now. Looks like they did find one, so they found an Unearth, and their top card was an Unearth, and then they hit a Seagate Oracle and they hit a counterspell off of it, so that's pretty brutal. We're just kind of getting owned by our opponents drawing the perfect cards at the perfect time. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, really. Like, I've got all these cards that I've played around really well, and then I get owned anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and I think Chainer's Edict right now. Actually, let's go ahead and Firebolt the Chittering Rats, and then we'll just Innocent Blood away the... Yeah, let's do that. So... They don't have Flicker up. Okay. So the reason I'm casting Innocent Blood here is I don't want to get owned by Bojuka Bog, which they sometimes have. Okay, so they do want to Hydroblast that, which is questionable, but I can understand wanting to get it out of your hand, especially if they have another Hydroblast, then it is really a good plan. Just play that Innocent Blood. Or if like they have a Ghostly Flicker, then it would be another good reason to do that. Okay, they opted for the faster clock, which I guess is fine. I would like for them to draw some lands. I guess that is a land. I'm going to play this other swamp. I really don't want to get hit by another rat. Like, granted, I'm going to get hit with it by holding this Chainer's Edict, but at some point I might be able to get that Edict out of my hand. Yep, Unearth for a Seagate Oracle. What'd they find? Preordain. Okay. Hopefully Preordain doesn't find them too much. They went top and bottom. There's that Radiant Fountain I knew about. Hopefully it's not a Muldrifter. Another rat would be annoying too. Yep, so I got really punished for keeping this Chainer's Edict in my hand rather than having multiple spells in my graveyard. And I don't even have enough mana to flash it back, so just have to pass the turn here. So I like sort of played around Chittering Rats, but not very well. Alright, we're getting hit for 2. They've got 1 card left. So what do you guys think? You think it's a counterspell? Land to the bottom, another Read the Bones to the top, of course. Alright, so we're hitting some good stuff here. They have no cards in hand, so I don't think I really want to rest. Chainer's Edict seems okay. Get some lands out of my hand. Get another Edict out of my hand. Hopefully the last card isn't Reaping the Graves, because I sure spent a lot of cards that turn. Preordain's fine. The only reason I would want to counter it is if they found a Chittering Rats with it. They went bottom and top. Looks like they found another Preordain. So I think at this point, I'm going to be trying to mill them out. It's going to be really tough for me to actually deal them enough. Well, I guess I do have those Thorns still. Man, Thorn would be a nice draw. Hopefully this is a Gourmet Gangler. Stormbound guys, think I have to counter. Too many removal spells to kill that guy. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's do this. So now I'm way behind on cards, so I have to actually kill them with damage, but that should still be possible. Well, look at me, very much regretting spewing off my Pyroblast last turn. Alright, so my opponent is going to get to take my... Probably going to get to take my Monarch from me. So I think they would have been able to either way. I'm going to put a stop in my end step here. Because if I draw an instant speed burn spell, I'm killing this Muldrifter. And I don't have any Terminates, but I do still have some burn spells. Nope. Just all garbage. So if my opponent has a way to kill my Thorn here, we're going to be in huge trouble. If they don't, we might be okay. Hopefully they don't have any removal spells left in their deck. It's like now I can take it back and it's fine. Alrighty. So we got it. That's good. And we drew a pretty good card for the turn. Gonna Trainers away their Muldrifter. And we're back in control here. The rest is a much better draw now than it was earlier. I really need to draw a Bojuka Bog to take out their graveyard here at some point. Get in for one. Let's duress him and see. I guess I'd rather take the Dispel. It's just like strictly better than a Hydroblast right now. Their hand is pretty much all dead cards. Alright, they're cycling. What you got for me, opponent? Chittering Rats. Alright. That swamp on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and Magma Spray this guy. Do they just hold their swamp in their hand? They should probably just Hydroblast this at this point. But I'm just trying to get those out of their hand. And play my land, not attacking of course. Okay, that's kind of what I've been looking for. Should have probably double checked to make sure there was nothing left in my graveyard there. I think they're still holding this one. All right, so Reaping the Graves, much less scary now. Bolt is a decent one. I do have to kill my opponent with damage. I can't mill them, so I'm gonna have to get moving on their life total here. Just go ahead and bolt this Chittering Rats. I guess I'll probably Hydroblast it. Or maybe they'll Ghostly Flicker it. I'm pretty okay with them like using a Ghostly Flicker like this. Although it is pretty annoying that I keep drawing all these lands so I can't actually get empty-handed at all. Alright, drawing our card. Looking fine here. Gain our 2 life. Another land. Not taking that Ghostly Flicker out of their graveyard, I don't think. I want to get a little more value than that. Alright, Firebolt. That's a good one. Hopefully get to take out this rat. I think I will probably bog away a Flicker and a rat. Evankar Justice is a pretty strong draw. They still haven't played the Swamp, they're just holding it. So this Firebolt means that I can... They have another Flicker. Okay, Hydroblast, sure. Let's take that stuff out of there. I could have cast Evankar Justice, but I was kind of hoping that they would Hydroblast and then cast Counterspell there. I'm going to take this stop off here. I don't really need that. Okay, let's Night's Whisper. See if my opponent counters it. They probably shouldn't. It doesn't really do anything. That was a great draw, of course. Those are our 2 best draws, probably. Gonna cast a 7-card Justice and get in. Wonder what my opponent has that's so dead. Alright, we got him now. Got him on the ropes. Another Night's Whisper. So I've got like 10 turns left here before my opponent, before I get milled. So that is something to be worried about. I have 2 of these, and I don't know how many counterspells they have left, but they didn't counter it last turn. Looks like they probably top decked that. Otherwise, I assume they would have countered it last turn, but maybe not. So I think I'm gonna, this is my last bog I have access to. So I have to decide if I want to take that counterspell out of the graveyard or not. Don't think I do. Alright, Bolt cuts a lot off my clock, so that's good. The only issue is like Archaeomancer. Getting back that counterspell is pretty annoying. What's their last spell? Seagate Oracle. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the Archaeomancer. That is an issue with my clock, so I'm gonna have to get another Duress or a Pyroblast. Okay, double Seagate Oracle. Not great for me. Okay, let's go ahead and Night's Whisper. cut another turn off my clock here. Let's go Bolt. And Bolt. And Bog you. Hopefully they didn't find exactly Reaping the Graves. Looks like they didn't. We'll get in there. It's going to be a close one. I need to resolve the 7 cards Justice at some point. Or like draw another Thorn. Looks like they do still have removal in their deck. Does turn on my Innocent Blood. One thing I should consider is letting them hit me, because they'll mill up before me if they hit me. So I'm going to give them 1 turn to attack with the Seagate Oracle. See if they do something foolish like that. Let's go ahead and pick up that Bog. For some reason all my Bogs end up like all over the place. Alright, Pyroblast is good. Now I can start casting the 7 cards Justice probably. Yeah, my opponent didn't take the bait. Smart move. Alright, hopefully this is good enough. Double Pyroblast. So I assume they have 1 more counterspell in their deck, but I also assume it's not in their hand, otherwise that wouldn't have worked. I think they have 6, so I'm gonna get really risky here. Don't F6, people. Don't do it. Alright, Magma Spray. Another land for my opponent. Let's get these Justices going. Great Justice. Awesome, so I think we're going to win this game. So that puts us to a very respectable 3-2 for a deck that's never been played before. Put aside my end step in case I draw my last bolt. I would like to cast it. Nope, didn't. So, yeah, pretty sweet one. If they have a Duress here, could still lose, probably. See what my opponent is casting. I think if it's a Muldrifter, I'll counter it. Because they could draw 2 counterspells off of this. That's not acceptable, so just do that. Actually, let's go ahead and cast this Night's Whisper. Cool, I did it. Awesome, so I went 3-2. Awesome deck, Julian GM. Really cool idea. Pretty fun to play. I love Rakdos decks. They're cool. They're fun to play. And Creatureless is always great. I wonder if we should have different win conditions or something that either wins faster or doesn't take so many slots, because 6 slots is a ton, but it's really cool. So again, I just want to remind you guys, hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this. Hit that bell icon. Next time I think I'll be playing a top tier deck of some kind, and then I've got another viewer submitted deck in the queue from Killer Tofu. So Killer wants me to play some sweet brew, so I'm going to be playing that one after there'll probably be 2 videos from now. So that is it for me tonight. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.